Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. There was a rumor going around on the internet and spreading around for the last few days, basically talking about the new championship that WWE will be bringing to, I guess you can say, either Raw or Smackdown. It has not been, laid in stone. Who's going where. People have rumors of, Roman Reigns being the face of Monday Night Raw, which would be the A brand, which would make Roman Reigns the WWE champion, thus making a new championship that would have to be had for the Smackdown brand. One might think maybe John Cena would go up against Rusev, and then in July, John Cena would become the face of the Smackdown brand. Would John Cena make the United States Championship the new B title in the company? John Cena has made this his quest to make the United States Championship a really valuable belt to the company. For years, the Intercontinental as well as the United States Championship have sort of been, dragged through the dirt. Even, when they emerged, the classic Intercontinental Championship with Cody Rhodes back in the day. Some people thought that was going to be the turnaround of the belt. Cody Rhodes was a good Intercontinental Champion on his first reign. His second reign, after getting the belt back from Big Show at WrestleMania 28, he didn't even defend the belt ever. It felt like the belt was never on the line. It was never on pay-per-view. It was almost like they put the belt back on Cody and they didn't know what to do with it. One of the biggest rumors going around right now is that WWE is developing a new championship, which would actually be a classic throwback belt, shining a light back on the classic days of wrestling with the Winged Eagle championship that most people are familiar with. Honestly, in my mind, the Winged Eagle belt is the most popular belt that WWE's ever done. I love the Attitude Era belt with the big eagle and the that sort of teal blue globe that's on the inside. But when I grew up and I saw Hulk Hogan, when I saw Ric Flair, even when I saw The Undertaker, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, they all held this title. And this title came into play, I believe, around WrestleMania 3. And I believe it was used all the way up until Austin's reign at WrestleMania 14. So this was a classic title that had a great reign. I'm not 100% behind the championship coming back. I will say that, honestly, the last few titles that have come out when they released the new WWE Championship after the spinner belt, and then when they released the redone WWE Championship, I believe they took the word champion off of the bottom. It was made by a guy who actually makes motorcycles. He was the guy who sort of crafted it together. I wasn't 100% with it. I wasn't 100% behind it. It didn't really seem like it made a lot of sense. Now I look at that championship and I say that's a damn good title. When I look at that title, I honestly think of Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar. I think of John Cena. The people that have held that title have really, put that title over to make it, mean something. And when I do see it, I see WWE champion, and it does what it's supposed to do. Honestly, I don't think that the World Heavyweight Championship, the big gold belt, aka the WCW title that Ric Flair held for years and years, as well as through the NWA days, that title has a lot of meaning to it. I know that Triple H holds a lot of value to that belt. The belt was done away with during the Invasion angle, and then shortly after that, they sort of put the Attitude Era title and the WCW title, as it was called, and they merged it into one. And Jericho held two titles. And then, when did they actually... Was Brock the first guy that they gave the new championship to, I think? I'm not 100% sure. My 2002, 2003 era of wrestling is not that strong. That's sort of at the time when I was growing up, and I'd sort of merged my way out of wrestling at that time. But, I don't know, the rumor of the Winged Eagle belt coming back doesn't make a lot of sense. I know that Some people are saying that, WWE.com did the classic photo shoot of all the old titles where, Kevin Steen was taking a picture with the Winged Eagle belt. But Kevin Steen also took a picture with him and his son holding the classic WWF Tag Team Championships. So I don't know. Some people are thinking that maybe Shane will start the Smackdown brand, and then from there Shane will say that he needs to throw back to the golden days of wrestling to try and make it better, where he brings back the Winged Eagle, he brings back the classic tag team titles, and those are sort of what holds that show together. He brings the Intercontinental title over. It already has that classic look to it. Honestly, I think that, for the best for WWE, the Winged Eagle belt already sells. If you come out with a new title, you have a new merchandise thing that needs to sell. Is it hard to create a new title that people will get behind? Yes. I honestly didn't like the title that Brock Lesnar had. And they had a few guys hold it. Brock Lesnar had it, Triple H had it, Hulk Hogan had it. That Undisputed Championship that they had for a while before retiring it when John Cena won the spinner, and then they went in that direction that they used for a little bit too long. When other guys had it, when Edge had it, he made it his own. But when guys like Triple H, CM Punk, they held it, they didn't make it their own, and it just seemed like they were going on borrowed time with John Cena's championship, in my mind, and that's the reason why it never worked. I think they just used it way too long. And, like when I look at CM Punk winning the championship at Money in the Bank, he's looking at that title like he's so in love with it, like he can't believe that he climbed to the top, and he actually is holding that brass ring. And I'm looking at it like, why does he care about that, title that stands for nothing that CM Punk stands for? I honestly, the first thing I would have done as CM Punk was I would have thrown that championship in the trash, a lot like Shane Douglas in the ECW title back in the day, and sort of gone in that direction, and then maybe had CM Punk come back with his own title, and then of course you had the tournament that was won by Mysterio, and then Mysterio dropped the title to John Cena within minutes, and then CM Punk came back, and then you would have CM Punk versus John Cena at SummerSlam, to find out who is the real champion. And then from there, you can even look at the mistakes they made from there. Punk won the match, but Cena's foot was on the rope. They never followed up with that. And then of course you had Kevin Nash come in, which then led to the Kevin Nash versus CM Punk match that never happened, which led to Triple H beating CM Punk at Night of Champions for him losing on the second pay-per-view in a row back-to-back. Even though people thought that CM Punk was on the rise, they beat him again and again. And, from there, what was I even talking about? I don't know. But I don't know. Winged Eagle, you like it or not? I love the belt. I don't want to see it come back.